Now I wanted to, this wasn't on the agenda, but we're very, very pleased to have a representative here from the Alton Tea Party 912 project. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that, how it coincides with our efforts here today. And with that being said, I want to welcome Kathy to the stage. Give her a round of applause. Thank you.
Alton Patriots, how you doing out there? My name is wassink, and I'm a member of the 912 group, and we started both in Alton and the Alto. And I'm here today to ask you to take all of this enthusiasm, patriotism to the next level. I'm asking you to join a group that's become a grassroots movement called the 912 Project. Some of you may not know what the 912 Project is all about. Let me explain that to you. Last fall, a man called on the Glenn Beck program and said, Glenn, you know, I feel like I'm alone out here. I'm frustrated with our government. I don't know what's going on anymore. Is there anybody else out there like me? Well, from that point, in March, Glenn Beck kicked off a program that many of you might have seen, and it was called the 912 Project. From that day till now, things have been going very rapidly. What the 912 means is to be that person that you were after 9/11. That person who didn't care about politics, didn't care about what party you were. It's that person that got together as a group of Americans and united. And that's what the basis of the 912 Project. Now there are three components that we look at and we do in our groups. That first one is education. We must educate ourselves about the ideals of our founders in our Constitution. Education about our current local, state, and federal officials. We must educate ourselves about what's going on in Washington. Secondly, we have to unify. Unification. The 912 Project is a true grassroots foundation, supported and Native Americans across the country. Americans with above average patriotism and commitment. Americans whose loyalty to country, principles, and values is deeply rooted in the Constitution. And finally, election. Election, we are making note of those current elected officials that are holding local, state, and federal offices that lack high standards, principles, and values, who, by their own means, do engage in corruption, loss of morality, disregard the state constitution and the federal constitution. You know that if you are one of these people and you fit that description, I think Glenn said it best the other day. In 2010, if you're up, you're out. We also want to support and put our support behind candidates that do have high standards and adhere to constitutional guidelines. No matter what party affiliation, if you are going to be a person of high regard, high moral integrity, and you're going to do what the people ask you to do, what you were elected to do, and you're going to listen to us, we will be boots on the ground for that candidate. We formed two groups in the area. As I said, one is in the Alto, and the first meeting in the Alto location is this coming Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. We have flyers that are passing out, and if you didn't get one, right over there, by the exit over here, you'll see two Don't Tread on Me flags. And we'll be standing there afterwards, and you can ask more questions, and you can also sign up for that. The other Alta meeting is on Tuesdays. Now, we meet every other week, so I didn't put a specific date down on the paper. But we meet in Alton off Humber Road. Now, some of you I've come across that I don't live around here. If you do not live around here, you can also contact us at riverbend912group@gmail.com, or you can go on the national 912project.org. Things are happening very, very rapidly. You can contact any person in your state through that. They have an online internet networking type program. It's called Insurlo. You can talk to people around the country. There's many things that are happening on that project. This movement is only a few months old, but it is growing rapidly. And finally, I want to just close by telling you something of a story that I heard. Way before the Continental Congress, George Washington or Thomas Jefferson was ever known, there was this tree. And this tree was in Philadelphia. And many of the people at that time were very frustrated with the British government. And they would meet at this tree. What they would do is they would hang a white handkerchief around this tree, and that signified that that night there was going to be a meeting. People began to meet around that tree and talking about what they could do. Well, guess what? The English loyalists found out about the tree, and they cut it down. Well, that didn't stop the Patriots. Much like you all here today. They got together and they said, no more. And all of a sudden, they called them Liberty trees at that point, started popping up all around the country. So people started meeting, and they started airing their differences. And they started saying, what can we do about this oppressive government? And from there, many people think that is actually the seed of the revolution. So that's what I'm asking you today. I'm asking you to get up and to join us, stand beside us, and take back our country. I'm asking you to please come and join us. Take this interview and this drive and come stand beside us. Be that person one day that looks at your children and your grandchildren and said, I stood up, I engaged in the fight, and I preserved your liberty, life, and your pursuit of happiness. Thank you.
Let's see those signs, everybody. Let's see if you guys put them up. Let's see them.